So this month on the Enough Experiment, I have the one and only Marisa Peer. So for those of you who don't yet know Marisa, she's been called Britain's best therapist by Men's Health magazine. She has spent over 3 decades supporting clients that include international superstars, Olympic athletes, royalty, CEOs. She's the author of 5 best-selling books, but the real reason I wanted to have Marisa on to talk to us today in the Enough Experiment is because she has the fundamental belief that many of our emotional and personal problems come from a feeling of not feeling enough. Now I can see why you're perfect for this experiment. Thank you so much for joining us today, Marisa.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for inviting me.
So we're going to talk about money this month, which I know is a burning topic for many people. What are our money blocks really about?
Our money blocks are always about feeling unworthy and actually not feeling enough. At a very early age, we learn things like, I'm greedy if I want more. Good people don't ask for more. I want doesn't get. And even more fascinating are children who see parents who can't find the money. I can't find the money, don't know where the money's coming from, who now acquire this belief that you find money, but none of us find money. And so many of our parents unconsciously handicap us with our relationship to money. They make us feel we can't find it, we can't get it, there's not enough to go around, it doesn't grow on trees. We all hear these same things, but your relationship with money is often fixed before you're even 5 years old, which is extraordinary. The good news is you can change that relationship very, very quickly and permanently too.
So you've talked before about limiting beliefs around money. So how can we actually start to change our relationship with money? What would be a good first step for viewers for this month?
Well, the first thing, and it's very simple, again, to give you a worksheet to print out, is to start to question your beliefs. You see, you have beliefs that become fixed beliefs. When you question a belief, you stop believing it. It's what happens when your kids say, Mummy, how come Santa Claus can get down that chimney when he's that big and the chimney's that big? So when you question a belief, you're beginning already to challenge it. So I'd like you all to think about your beliefs about money. And imagine you're sharing with me on the screen. I'm here as if I'm on stage and you are telling me your beliefs. And I can start you off because we all hear the same thing. Money doesn't grow on trees. I don't know where the money's coming from. There's not enough money to go around. Money slips through my fingers. I run out a week and I run out of money. So take a minute now and just think about what you heard as a child. Here's a classic one. I want never gets. Don't ask. You're greedy to want more. Don't show me up by asking for stuff. You see, when you're a baby and you're newly born, you have an interesting belief that all babies are born with, and it's this: I can have whatever I want. If I want to eat at 4 a.m., I'll wake up the whole house. And if I don't want that pureed broccoli, I can just spit it out all over my brand new white t-shirt. Because in the womb, it's always warm, you have food on tap, you have 24-hour room service. So we are born with the belief I can have whatever I want. And very quickly our parents do a good job of chipping away at that. So think about your beliefs. And I want you to write some down. I want you to write out, what did my mother believe about money? For some of us, it's like, well, men provide. Luckily, that belief is going away. When I work with an older group, it's very common. The man is the provider. What did my father believe about money? Because sometimes it's like, oh, you have to work so hard. And no matter how hard you work, there's never enough to go around. What did my grandparents do? Here's the thing. When I was a kid, if you got a job, you were set for life. Nowadays, we don't want that. We want our own startup. We don't want to work for the boss. We realize that what worked then doesn't work now. So think about what your mother, father, grandfather, teacher. Very interesting what teachers do. Don't show off. See, for every kid who hears, oh, there's not enough, and there's another who hears, don't tell anyone you've got money. People won't like you. Don't tell your friends you've got a safe in the house because somebody might try to rob us. Don't tell your sister that I've given you more money because you're my favorite niece, because the others won't like it. So write all these things out and you may be surprised how many things come up. And then I want you to write below that, where did I get this belief from? Who told me that belief? Was it your mother, father, your church? And then write out something else. Where did they get it from? You see, my grandmother's belief about money is entirely different to my belief. My grandmother could never go out and earn the money I earned because women stayed at home and the husbands were humiliated to have a wife that worked. So it's changing, always changing. And here's something that's really interesting that I think you should really do. How do I know that belief is true? What evidence do I have to know that belief is true? And here's one more thing to write out. What if it wasn't true? If it wasn't true and I could change it, how different would my life be? And it's important to do this several times. And by all means, say to your friends, hey, what do I say about money? Oh, I can't afford it. Often very rich will say, that's too expensive, I can't afford that. Even when they've got a lot of money, they still turn off the heating, worry about the bills, because we learn what we live. And I give you a great example. When I was a kid, I went to a regular, normal state school. My brother went to a very expensive private school. When I did my math, it would say, you have 6 bananas, you gave away 3 and you got left. Well, we all know the answer is 3. I lost half my equity. I had 6 bananas, I gave 3 away, and I've only got half. My brother's math said, you have 8 companies, you sell 4. How many do you have left? Well, he had 4, but he had invested. All his math about investing, you have a company, you have a business, you sell it. And you see, even at the age of 5, we are learning, oh, I can invest, I have a skill, I can monetize it. So if you're teaching your kids, you can say things like, you get paid for an idea, you get paid for a talk, you get paid for something you've invented, and they begin to see, I can monetize a gift, which is very different to you've eaten all your bananas and you've got no way of getting them back. So look at your beliefs, ask people what was going on, our siblings, parents, what did we hear? My father's expression, a fool and his money are soon parted, because my father couldn't spend money, he would keep it. Everything was too much money, everything was a waste of money, everything was extravagant. His other belief was they must have seen you coming. Followed by, you don't need to buy that, it's too expensive. Whereas, and I remember years ago, it's such a classic thing, I was in a shop with my friend and we were both buying the staple single girls diet can of tuna fish. And I went to get the cheapest one because my father always bought, everything was the cheapest. Reduced bin, he was in there. And he wasn't poor, he was a head teacher. He loved that. And I had this belief, you must buy the cheapest. My friend said, I better buy the most expensive one because that's probably better for my body. And I'm thinking, wow, I'm going to have your belief. I'm going to discard the cheapest. I can't afford it. It's a waste of money. Why would I spend more to, oh, the expensive one is better. So my father would buy burger and fries on the menus, cheapest. I would say, no, the salad is more expensive. It's an investment in my skin, in my health. But in order to get rid of the beliefs, you have to challenge them. Now, when you've written out your beliefs, remember, this is a work in progress. You don't have to do it all now. You've got to take the worksheet, fill in beliefs, fill in where did I get that from? Who gave me that? Why do I believe that belief? Where did they get it from? Is it really true? What if it wasn't? Have I got evidence this is true? Is there evidence it's not true? And here's how to really change. And this is very important and it's fun. I want you to now go back and replace the word money with energy.
Oh.
I don't know where the energy is coming from. Energy doesn't grow on trees. I just haven't got enough energy. Spiritual people don't care about energy. Rich people have sold their soul to the devil for energy. Energy doesn't make you happy. I can't find the energy. And as you said, well, that's silly. Here's another one. If I take more energy, someone else won't have enough energy. If I have too much energy, you won't like me. You'll be jealous of me if I have more energy than you. See, if I said to you, breathe in now, let's say that, just breathe in, take a breath. Now give one away. How easy is that? Let's do it again. Take a breath, give it away. But this time, just keep giving. I want you to give all that breath. Be a giver, be a spiritual giving person. Give more, give all that. Give it to someone else because they need it more than you. Keep giving and giving. Give more. Don't stop. Keep giving that way. And when it feels painful or uncomfortable, take a breath. Now take, but this time you're going to be a proper taker. Take more. Take all the air out of the room so there's none for anyone else. Keep taking, taking, taking. Take more. You might need it later. Take even more. Be greedy. Take more than you need. Now hold it. Keep it. You know you can hold that for 4 minutes. Keep being a taker. And when it feels uncomfortable, give. And I give and take. And there is the balance. Give and receive. Receive and give. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you receive, the more you give. Everything about money is to do with I just don't feel worthy. Money blocks are not fixed by having more money. Anyone with a teenager can tell you that. I give more money, and they still need more money. Money blocks are fixed by questioning your belief, challenging it, changing it, and deciding I'm worth it. And if you can decide that if you have more, other people will benefit, and on your worksheet write out, if I had more, who would benefit? How would they benefit? The more reasons you can come up with, the more your mind is excited by you having more. Because just like the giving and receiving, that's what happens with more.
Yeah. And it also helps us to be able to bring it in when we realize that it's not just an end to itself. It's what we do with it. It does actually become an energy then. And it really reminds me as you're talking, it's this almost like this infinity sign, the giving, the receiving, receiving, as opposed to white knuckling onto it. The flow is lost.
It's a bit like with love. If you had one child, you think, I don't know where I'd have enough love for a second. But if you had 4, you would love them just as much. The more you have, the more you can give. The more you give, the more you receive.
Yes.
But if you hold on to it too tight, like, oh, I can't tip, I might run out. If you hold it so tightly with the fear of losing it, you're actually living in scarcity. You need to expand, not contract. Expand into I'm worth more, I deserve more, I have more, I'm living in abundance. And that expansion will keep taking you forwards, but you can't contract into, oh, it might run out, there isn't enough.
So what I'm hearing you say is this is not a one and done exercise. Is this something that they could print out every couple of weeks and do everyone? Because this requires patience.
I would say every week, go have a little book, not a notepad, or at least do it on your phone or your laptop so it's always there. And go back every week and look at the belief and add a bit more, and then find out another belief and another belief. You never know who your friends are when you're wealthy. I know a lot of wealthy people who tell you that simply isn't true. It's lonely at the top. No, it isn't. It's just very, very crowded at the bottom. So for women, here's a belief. If you're successful, you never find a man. Men are intimidated by rich women. Excuse me, swallow some fluff. Men don't like rich women. That's simply not true. All of these beliefs no longer exist. So keep finding more and more and more.
And I love what you did there to swap it for energy, that it doesn't compute. It doesn't make sense to us. So when we can start to play with it and unvelcro these beliefs, we can be with them differently. Marisa, thank you so much. Where can people learn more about you and the wonderful work that you do?
If you go to marisapeer.com, we have a lot of free downloads, including wealth wiring, money blocks, love blocks, health blocks. They're all there, marisapeer.com. If you really want to know you're enough, which is the #1 cause of all our issues, go to imenough.com. If you want to learn how to do what I do, go to rtt.com.
Lovely. Thank you so much for playing with us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.